The world around us is full of birds. They fly in the sky and sing in the trees. But where did birds come from? Birds are living dinosaurs. They evolved from ancient reptiles millions of years ago. Dinosaurs were large and scaly. Birds are small and feathered. Archaeopteryx is a key fossil. It links dinosaurs and birds. In this essay we explore this journey. The name Archaeopteryx itself tells us a lot about this creature. It comes from Greek words. Archaeos means ancient. Pteryx means feather or wing. So Archaeopteryx means ancient feather or ancient wing. This name is very fitting. Archaeopteryx lived during the late Jurassic period. This was about 150 million years ago. It is considered the earliest known creature that we can truly call a bird. Its fossils are like precious messages sent to us from a long-lost world. Archaeopteryx is famous because it is a transitional fossil. This means it shows characteristics of two different groups of animals. In this case, it links reptiles, specifically dinosaurs, to birds. It had sharp teeth in its jaws, just like many small dinosaurs. It also had a long bony tail, another feature common in reptiles, and it possessed claws on its fingers. These are all traits that we associate with dinosaurs. However, Archaeopteryx also had features that are distinctly bird-like. The most important of these are its feathers. They were complex feathers, very similar to the flight feathers of modern birds. The story of Archaeopteryx's discovery is fascinating. The very first fossil evidence, a single feather, was found in 1860. Then, in 1861, the first nearly complete skeleton was unearthed in Germany. This was a truly momentous discovery. It happened just 2 years after Charles Darwin published his groundbreaking book, On the Origin of Species. Darwin's book proposed the theory of evolution by natural selection. Archaeopteryx seemed to appear right on cue. It provided powerful, tangible evidence for his ideas. The fossils were found in the Solnhofen Plattenkalk. These are layers of fine-grained limestone. They were originally deposited in shallow tropical lagoons. The conditions in these lagoons were very special. The water was likely low in oxygen. This prevented dead animals from decaying quickly. It also discouraged scavengers. As a result, organisms that sank to the bottom were often buried in fine sediment. This led to extraordinary fossil preservation. Even delicate structures like feathers and soft tissues could be preserved. The discovery of Archaeopteryx created a sensation in the scientific world. It immediately became a focal point in the debate about evolution. Here was a creature that clearly showed a link between two major animal groups. It had the skeleton of a small dinosaur but was clothed in the feathers of a bird. Studying fossils like Archaeopteryx requires great care and skill. For many years, scientists relied on careful visual examination. They used microscopes and delicate tools to prepare and study fossils. These methods provided a lot of information. However, technology has given us new ways to look at ancient life. Modern techniques allow us to see details that were once hidden. They help us learn much more from these precious remains. One powerful tool is ultraviolet UV light. When some fossil materials are exposed to UV light, they fluoresce. This means they glow. Different parts of a fossil, like bones and soft tissues, can fluoresce differently. This technique is very useful during the preparation of delicate fossils. It can help scientists see faint traces of fossilized soft tissues. Another incredibly valuable technique is computed tomography, or CT scanning. Paleontologists use a similar technology, often much more powerful, to study fossils. A CT scanner takes many X-ray images from different angles. A computer then combines these images. It creates a three-dimensional model of the fossil. This allows scientists to see structures inside the rock without breaking it open. These advanced techniques offer many benefits. They are non-destructive, meaning the fossil itself is not harmed during the study. Recently, a remarkable new specimen of Archaeopteryx has provided fresh insights. This fossil is now housed at the Field Museum in Chicago. It has been nicknamed the Chicago Archaeopteryx. It was acquired by the museum in 2022. It was then carefully prepared and studied. The public first got to see this amazing fossil in 2024. This specimen was originally found in southern Germany. It was excavated sometime before 1990. For many years it remained in private hands. The Chicago Archaeopteryx is truly exceptional. It is incredibly well preserved. Scientists describe it as one of the most complete specimens ever found. It is also one of the smallest known individuals. It was about the size of a modern-day pigeon. The fossil includes an almost complete skeleton. Crucially, it also shows clear impressions of fossilized feathers. This level of preservation allows for very detailed study. It offers a unique glimpse into the anatomy of this early bird. One of the unique features of the Chicago specimen is its vertebral column. This fossil has the only complete Archaeopteryx vertebral column known to science. It reveals that Archaeopteryx had 24 vertebrae in its trunk and neck. This is one more vertebra than previously thought. The Chicago Archaeopteryx specimen has revealed stunning details. Among the most exciting are areas of preserved soft tissue. Soft tissues like skin, muscle, or internal organs rarely fossilize. They usually decay long before they can be preserved. Finding fossilized soft tissue is therefore very special. It gives us direct information about parts of the animal beyond its bones. The Chicago fossil has provided unprecedented views of these delicate structures in Archaeopteryx. This helps us understand its appearance and biology. Researchers found evidence of soft tissue in the hands and feet. This included preserved toe pads. Toe pads are fleshy cushions on the underside of the toes. Their presence suggests how Archaeopteryx might have interacted with its environment. These features indicate adaptations for walking on the ground. It likely spent some of its time foraging for food on foot. The structure of its feet also suggests it could perch effectively on branches. This paints a picture of a versatile creature. The ability to walk and perch suggests a complex lifestyle. Archaeopteryx was not limited to just one mode of movement. It could navigate different parts of its habitat. Some scientists also suggest that it might have been able to climb trees. Modern birds have highly specialized skulls. One key feature is called cranial kinesis. This is the ability of parts of the skull, especially the beak, to move independently of the brain case. This allows birds to manipulate food with great precision. It also helps with things like grooming and nest building. Scientists are very interested in how this complex feature evolved. Archaeopteryx, being an early bird, provides important clues about the origins of the avian skull. Its skull shows a transitional stage. The study of the Chicago Archaeopteryx skull has yielded new information. Researchers examined its palate, which is the roof of the mouth. They found that Archaeopteryx had an immobile skull. This is different from most modern birds, which possess kinetic skulls. This finding is not entirely surprising. Archaeopteryx still retained many dinosaur-like features. An immobile skull is more typical of its reptilian ancestors. This tells us that full cranial kinesis evolved later in bird history. However, the Chicago specimen's palate did show some interesting features. While the skull as a whole was immobile, certain bones in the roof of its mouth were intermediate in form. They were not like those of its dinosaur ancestors, nor were they fully like those of modern birds. The question of whether Archaeopteryx could fly has been debated for a long time. Its feathered wings clearly suggest some aerial capability, but how well could it fly? Was it a strong flapper, or mostly a glider? The Chicago specimen has provided some of the strongest evidence yet. The new findings indicate that Archaeopteryx did indeed use its wings for active flight. This helps to settle some of the long-standing questions about its locomotion. A key discovery from the Chicago fossil relates to its wing feathers. Researchers found long, specialized feathers called tertials. These feathers were attached to the humerus. The humerus is the upper arm bone. In modern birds, tertial feathers are crucial for flight. They help to close gaps in the wing surface when the wing is extended. This creates a continuous airfoil. This smooth surface is essential for generating lift. The presence of well-developed tertials in Archaeopteryx is strong evidence for flight. Modern flying birds have evolved relatively short upper arm bones. The study of Archaeopteryx, especially the Chicago specimen, deepens our understanding. This creature was a mosaic of features. It had the teeth, claws, and bony tail of a dinosaur. Yet it possessed the feathers and wings of a bird. Detailed analysis of its soft tissues and wing anatomy provides invaluable data. These findings confirm its pivotal role. It stands as a testament to major evolutionary change. Archaeopteryx reinforces that birds are living dinosaurs. As Dr. Jingmai O'Connor emphasized, Archaeopteryx is crucial. It demonstrates this connection clearly. It is not just an ancient oddity, it is a direct ancestor or close relative of all modern birds. Every sparrow, eagle, and penguin today carries a genetic legacy. This legacy stretches back to the age of dinosaurs. This is a profound realization about our planet's history. The research on the Chicago Archaeopteryx is far from over. Scientists continue to study this exceptional fossil. They hope to uncover more secrets about its biology and lifestyle. Each new piece of information refines our picture. we learn more about the transition from terrestrial dinosaurs to flying birds.